Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Long time no see. I hope that you have had a happy and joy-filled holiday with your friends and family. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Courtney. I'm a Gen X stay-at-home mom, housewife, and aspiring author. Here I blog and share other bits of my life and other kind of lifestyle videos. If that sounds interesting to you, I would love for you to click the subscribe button down below. Wow, I'm out of practice and words are hard. It is the end of the year, and if you are a planner person, then this is indeed the most wonderful time of the year because it means that no one else thinks that we're weird for being obsessed with what we're going to use as a planner for next year. Planner companies have been rolling out the goods for us since August. I personally have had a really hard time making a choice and resisting the urge to buy all of the things. I think part of that is because of the last really 2 years, I honed in on a system that really worked for me in terms of the things that I needed to plan, the appointments that I needed to schedule, things that I needed to keep track of, as well as things that I wanted to document, which is sort of another offshoot of planning that's really important to me. And I think because I was in a system and it was working for me, and I used a B6 Stology, which is like a bound notebook, and I used a ring bound planner. The sizes changed, so I ended up swapping out my B6 Stology for an A5 Stology. I ended up swapping out my personal rings for an A5 rings, but really the system that I used has been pretty consistent for the last 2 years. And I think that kind of gave me a little bit of FOMO and made me think that I needed to change some things up in spite of the fact that things had really been working well for me. There are some things that I am planning for next year that required me to reconfigure my system a little bit. I don't know that that warranted a complete change in what I was using or walking away from that completely, but because making questionable choices is kind of on brand for me, of course, I decided that I needed to switch it up. There were some things that I haven't used in the last couple of years that I really missed using. I missed being in a standard size book. I had been using, I think the year before, so maybe 2019, I used a standard Stology. So I just had my A5 notebook cut down into standard size and use that. And I really do enjoy and it was in a traveler's notebook, and I really do enjoy that size notebook as well. Um, so I am going to flip the camera around and we're going to talk about what I decided to do for 2023. Okay, I hope the lighting is okay. It is getting dark here, and I have my ring light on and I haven't used it in a really long time because I prefer to use natural light. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I do have a much larger planner stack than I did last year, but I'm not going to be in all of these every single day, or even a lot of these every single day. So I'm trying to think what I should start with. Let's start with the like two notebooks. So I read a lot, especially in the last couple of years. Thankfully, it's one of the things that I love to do that I've been able to get back into, and I mostly track my reading on Goodreads. I switched to, well, I still use Goodreads, but I also use Storygraph to track my reading, but I wanted to do something analog just because. Now, being completely honest, I don't know how long this is going to last, but so I started a reading journal. So I haven't like set this up completely, and this is just a dot grid notebook from Michael's, but I do have, I think this is like the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge that I have in here. I have my bookshelf that I drew for 70, I think 70 books can fit in here. I'm still working on this page. Like I said, it's a work in progress. This is like every month, I want to pick a favorite book or a 5-star book and put it here. And then I am in a book club, and we just call it the Best Book Club. And I want to track the books that I read for that book club and kind of what my thoughts are on them. The first book that we're reading is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I read that a couple of years ago. I don't remember. I mean, I remember generally what it's about and like my feelings about it, but it will be interesting to go back and reread it now that it's sort of blown up on TikTok. So I have like a couple pages laid out for that. I haven't finished this spread either, but I want to read all of Jane Austen's books this year. Haven't finished this spread either, but it's anticipated releases spread and then a nonfiction TBR. I have really fallen off on reading nonfiction, so I kind of want to keep track of the nonfiction or some nonfiction books that I'm really interested in. And then I started this for January. I haven't finished it. So this is like my reading calendar to track how much I'm reading, I guess. So this side is for the books that I actually end up reading. And then I'm going to track them in here, on this calendar. And then this is sort of my spread for January. And then this is going to be my stats page after the month ends. And that's really all that I have so far. I hopefully will be in here a couple of times a month, but we'll see. And then I'm not going to go too much into this because this has its own video coming, and I can't remember if it's going up before this video or after, but you should see it soon. If it's already up, I will link it. But this is just kind of my goals planner for the year, where I have kind of brainstormed what I wanted to do for the year. This is when I was working on my word of the year. I was kind of debating between using embrace or emerge. I ended up picking embrace for different reasons, and then these just are like my intentions for the year, and then I start breaking down like all of my goals. So I don't know how often I will be in here. I mean, I know that I'll probably be in it at least once a week, but we'll see. And I'll talk a little bit more about it, like I said, in that goals video. So yeah, these aren't necessarily planners, but they're in the stack. So this is a Hobonichi Weeks. I used one last year. I wasn't really sure if I was going to get another one because I felt like I didn't really use my weeks last year in like an effective way. I don't know. I just basically use the months and the weeks, and kind of the notes pages I just used for whatever, which is fine. I just have this because I have this is a Moterm cover. It's super old, like several years old. But I use this as my wallet. So my cards and my driver's license are in here. I think it's called the Brownie Plaid. I can't remember. Um, and then I did this little bit. I did something similar to this last year, like a collage scrapbook thing in my weeks, and I really enjoyed it. So I did it again. And um, then I just added some pictures of my husband and I and our son. So this spread, I am technically still pre-diabetic, but I think it's because I won't have my appointment with my primary care doctor isn't until next month when I'll get new blood work, and I'm betting that at this point my A1C is high enough to be diabetic, but we'll see. I don't know. Fingers crossed that I'm not. Anyway, I at this point take my blood sugar in a fasting blood sugar in the morning when I wake up, so I am going to use this spread to track that, and then I'm going to track my weight up here a couple of times a month. And then on the monthlies, they are functional. Um, so yeah, I already have stuff written in them. I don't know if you can tell, but like I wrote, my son has Cub Scouts on Tuesday and I wrote it on Wednesday. So like I already have whiteout down. Like it's not too precious to me. Like I like to put stickers and stuff in it if I have them, but the weeks is mainly like a functional planner for me. I think, and this is the English weeks, which I don't really have a preference actually, but I ended up ordering the English weeks because I bought it off of Amazon. And then, yeah, I went into it and kind of did a little back planning. Like I crossed stuff out. It really is just functional for me. Um, and then in the back pages, so I have the regular weeks, but I did, because I am moving, I had all of my trackers and like health stuff in my A5 rings. I'm moving it to my weeks because this is what I have with me most often. And I'm actually taking a page from Sierra from SM Plans. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. But so I have pasted or glued in some trackers since I don't, like, I have tracking in my rings that I do every month, and I'm just moving it to my weeks instead. So like this is the monthly tracking page that I have been doing in my A5 ring. So I'm moving all of this information into here. So I just have, well, this is a yearly, like a yearly tracker. So I'm like going through menopause. It's a whole ass mess, whatever. So I did want to put my cycle tracking for 2022 in here, just so that when I have my annual appointments coming up, like if there's any information that we can gather from this, I'll have it. This is my one for 2023. I have a mood log in here for the year, and then I just have trackers enough for the entire year that I track whether or not I've taken my meds, whether or not I took my blood sugar. I'm trying to be better about taking it every day. Sometimes I forget and I will like make my coffee and drink it, or drink juice or something before I remember that I need to take it. Track how often I exercise, and just I track my morning routine, which includes things like getting up, making the beds, getting a shower, getting dressed, not necessarily going like full out and doing my hair and makeup, but just kind of making myself feel presentable. Because for me, when I stop doing this for a number of days, that signals to me that like I'm maybe kind of spiraling into a depression. So it's just something that I like to track. And then I track how tired I am on a scale of 1 to 3, my anxiety on a scale from 1 to 3, and my depression levels on a scale of 1 to 3. I have um, an anxiety and like a panic disorder, and I have depression. So these are kind of things that I want to keep track of so that when I do meet like I'm on medication for those things, and I have a psychiatrist who um handles my medication. And so when I am meeting with her once a month, like if there are kind of trends in this data that we need to go over, that may signal like that my medication needs to be adjusted in any way. I like to have that information. So, and then I don't really have any grand plans for these back pages. And then the one thing that I am taking, well, I mean, I take many things from Sierra as sim plans. I think we all do. But I have an A5 half year stology that I am going to have cut down to a week size, and um, so that I can carry this with me, so that this sort of becomes like my brain dump and random things, and these notes pages become like more permanent things that I want to keep track of. So I don't know that I have I think the only thing that I've written so far is kind of tasks that I want to do for the month. And then I want to make a list of everything that I'm using in my skincare right now, because I've added like some products to it. So that's my weeks. It's fairly like self-sufficient. It's nothing really groundbreaking. And this is what I keep like in my bag, but I do pull it out every day, or I intend on pulling it out every day so that I can use my tracker in it. Then the other thing that I'm still using is my A5 rings. This is a Moterm Veg Tan Chestnut. I love this planner so much. It is so beautiful. It smells amazing. And I will link my last setup in here. And I mostly have this set up for function right now because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it. But right now it is sort of serving as my like supplemental planner for things that I don't need to have with me every day. So this is my inbox. I'm just kind of, I can't remember where this came from. The Planner Room shop. So this is like an inbox sheet. Then I have some list inserts in here. Then I have like a yearly tracker. I haven't filled this out yet. So it's just like yearly recurring tasks. And then an online order tracker in my inbox. And I think that's kind of it. Oh, I'm working like on my routine. So it's like in my inbox. So this is like a daily routine, and then sort of like my cleaning routine. And then this one is more like my planning routine, and then I have some more list inserts. The next section is my calendar. I basically run on a monthly. I don't know how people say like they don't use a monthly calendar. Um, and I don't care if it's repeating information. The more places that I have information, the better chance I will have of remembering it. So since this is my on-the-go planner, everything goes in here first on my monthly calendar. And then um, at the end of the week, I will go through and add new appointments to my monthly if I need to. Once I'm in the month, I don't tend to add things to that month. I will go ahead and just put them like in the weekly. So if I go to like I have an allergy shot. I go to the doctor and get an allergy shot every week. So when I go on the 4th, let's say for example, I went in for my allergy shot on the 4th, and um, I tell my doctor that I'm having issues like with my asthma as well, and he wants me to come in for a follow-up, and it's scheduled for the next, it's scheduled for the end of January. So instead of going back and putting it on my January monthly, I will just flip to the day in whatever week it is and add the appointment there. I hope that made some sort of sense. But anyway, so this is my monthly. Once again, it's purely function. I already have stuff on here. These are the inserts that I have been using for my weeks. They have been working. This is Peanuts Planner Co. I still have them in here. I'm not sure that I will need them. I haven't exactly decided what I'm doing for my weeks, but I have them in here anyway. And then I had also been using daily pages. I can't remember where these are from, um, but it's just a day on 2 pages. Sometimes I use stickers and washi. Sometimes it's just pen. I like that they're undated. If I don't need to use one, then I just don't. But this is what they look like. I have been using these inserts since about, I think, August, and I really like them. And then this was like my health section. All of this is coming out and going into my weeks, except for the information like with I have these inserts like with these are doctor's appointment inserts and like a prescription log. I'll keep these in my rings but kind of move them to the back in the like notes section just so I have this information on hand. And then the next section I am calling Courtnee Creative. This is sort of the planning section for my writing and my like social media stuff. So I have, I'm trying to think like what I can actually show. I have the same month on 2-page insert. This is a freebie from the Peanuts Planner Co. Facebook group that I am tracking like all of my videos for. I have 2 channels. I have this channel and an AuthorTube channel. So I'm tracking the videos for both of those channels. I also have a blog, so I'm tracking blog posts, and I am tracking my writing stuff on this as well. And then I have, let's see, these inserts just for like finance stuff, which I don't really have for any of these endeavors right now. But if I start making money in the coming year, I wanted to have something to use for that. And then this is just a lamination pouch that I ran through the laminator so that I could stick sticky notes on it. This is the Flyleaf from Moterm. It has an extra pen loop on it that I really enjoy. And then this paper I actually just cut out of a notebook that I got at Walmart, and I really like the paper. I really like the grid. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but it was 99 cents or something, or $1.99, so I'm not complaining too much. And I just use this as like note paper for any like ideas I have, notes about videos, whatever. And then I also have these. I flipped right past them because I don't think I have a blank one. Hold on. So these are from Haru Plans, and they're like posting schedules. I'm using 2 pages for 1 week because I have 2 YouTube channels, and each channel has their own Instagram account, and then I have a blog, and then I wanted a section for figuring out like what I want to post for Reels and TikToks. So I'm just going to white this part out and use it so that it goes all the way across. And then I am using these categorized lists from SM Plans to keep track of, like for the newsletter on my blog, when I have written it, when I finished editing it, if it has photos in it, any links, and then like when I send it. So those are super helpful. This is for kind of plotting out videos and whatnot. And then, yeah, back to this. And then I have a tab for writing. It is mostly the same. I have the romance beat sheet because I write contemporary romance, just as like a reminder of kind of where things need to be in the stories. And then I just have more paper for like ideas and whatnot. The next section is my section for my son. So it just has his, I printed out the schedule for his school district and punched it in here. I am using this from the Peanuts Planner Co. yearly bundle to mark off days he's had off sick from school, the reasons why. This is from Plan with B, so it's just like a record of any activities that he's in. It has like his info, like he played spring and fall soccer, so it has like the info for his team, the coach, like all of that stuff. I have a doctor's appointment log in here, a medication log, and that, like a medication log for when and then I have a health log from SM Plans. Then I just have a grid, I have his clothing sizes listed, and then I have wish lists for my granddaughter, our grandson, and then gift ideas list for my older kids, who we call the originals because there's like 17 years difference between my youngest two. Then my next tab is home, and it really is just kind of a bunch of different things. So I meal plan by the month. So here's like my monthly meal plans. I have a couple of these. This is just a month on 1-page insert. Then I have this to remind me, like if I'm stuck meal planning, kind of themes for the days of the week, if I want to pick something like out of these groups. And let's see, favorite meals. And then I'm going through and adding recipes of things that we like and kind of eating regularly, like as I make them. So these are the recipe inserts. I think these are from Haru Plans as well. And then the home list just has like some cleaning trigger list. This is from the planner spot, I think, a freebie. Then like some small home projects. And then it just really goes into like lists and notes. So this is kind of what I am using as like a home reference planner for now. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work like in conjunction. I mean, if I decide to not use the weeks in here, for the daily pages, then I most likely will just use it like for like my writing and content planning stuff. So once again, it's not something that I will be using every day. And then the next thing that I'm using that I've thrown back into the mix is this is a standard traveler's notebook. I have missed the standard size and I found a channel. It is called Martin Made TV. I will link her channel down below. And she uses a standard, I believe it's a VDS, and she cut her Hobonichi down to fit into it. And I know that is like people are already clutching their pearls, but I missed the standard size. I also missed being in a Hobonichi. So yeah, I just cut it down and put it in here, and you do lose your weekends. So I don't have it completely set up yet. So I am going to get some I actually have it. I just haven't printed it out, like a printable. It's a year on, or yeah, 2 years at a glance that I'm going to print out and just kind of glue over these pages since I am missing some of the side. I don't know what I'm going to do for these pages. I may just glue them together. And then this is the monthly. So you lose the Sunday column when you cut it down. We don't have a lot of very busy like weekends generally. So I just split Saturday and then added the dates, and I'm fine with that. So this was December. I've done it for January, but I only have things penciled in. I haven't put them in pen yet. And then it kind of starts with the week. So this is the first week, and I really like it. Once again, I divided my Saturday and Sunday. I think, and I think her name's, I can't remember her first name. I'm sorry. But she divides her column in half all the way down. That my writing is a little big for that. So I just split so this is Saturday and this is Sunday, and I just used my stamps and stamped in Sunday. I do like the way it turned out. It's kind of redundant to have weeks in like all of these places. So I don't need weeks here. I don't need weeks here, and I don't need weeks in my rings. So I'm not sure what I do know that I want this to be like an accurate reflection of what I've done this week. This may be sort of what I've planned for the week. But this is what I've actually done for the week. So, yeah. I like how it turned out. I'm not real mad at it. I haven't planned for the next week yet. And then the daily pages, so I haven't decided if I want to use, because you lose the date on this side of the page. So I haven't decided like if I want to use this as an actual like day per page, or if I just kind of want to use this as like a journal commonplace book. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but when I do, I will let you know. And then the other thing that I'm doing is I really missed memory keeping. But I also know that if I have too many things going on, then I won't do it at all. And a couple of years ago, once again in a standard size, what year was this for? I used this in 2019. So, and this was inspired by My Life Mitts, where you do memory keeping and you just kind of write a little bit about your day. And I really enjoyed this. And I don't know why I stopped, other than I had too much other stuff going on. So I'm bringing it back for next year. And I did, well, you get like 2 months per page here, and I think I'm going to use that for gratitude, and then do a little memory keeping for this. Now I've ordered, or I sent my pictures for this week off. I just haven't picked them up yet. That I'm going to add to the spreads, and yeah, just little notes about the day. So I'm kind of really excited about that. So I think I just need to figure out how I need at least a day on a page, because I really need to see what I'm supposed to be doing that day and have some sort of like list or way to hold myself accountable for the things that are supposed to get done. Because if I don't see them on paper, then they don't exist to me, which is really, really bad. But I don't know how I want to, I don't know how I want to plan those things. So this is like my primary system that I will be in probably most days and weeks. And then this is probably a once a week thing. And this is a, like, whenever I am reading and want to be creative. And I mean, at least it's a once a month thing. I may make notes about things that I want to include in here somewhere, like in my other, like my daily pages, and then go back and like do spreads all at once. But yeah, so that is what I have come up with for 2023. We will see how it all turns out. Fingers crossed. I know what I'm doing. But I would love to hear what you are using for the year. Are you like a one book kind of person? Are you a bound book kind of person? Let me know what you're going to try for 2023. If you've made it through this video, I appreciate you. And if you'd like to see more from me, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.